That snaps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but.
And Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
We
you want one
can't,
quick question?
we can't ask Rashad question.
So the next thing I talked about was Dietrick Haddon. Dietrick Haddon was speaking about Glorilla winning the Gospel Award, the Bobby Jones Award, and things of that sort, and what he thinks of the current state of gospel music and things of that sort. So with that being said,
gospel music industry needs an overhaul, period. After last night's show, it's an indicator that we just need a complete reset. Like what are we doing? Are we allowing this to happen over and over again and wonder why the gospel music industry is dying? Come on, man. In order to have something different, you have to do something different. So we need people in the room that know gospel music, that's in the trenches of gospel music, that's advocating for the genre as a whole and not one particular person. It's already a small genre. So it's hard for us to watch the Dr. Bobby Jones Gospel Award being given to somebody that's not in our space, right? No disrespect to the artist, but that's not the space she's in. And so it makes it discouraging, disappointing, and it takes the wind out of all of it. And we wonder why gospel music is dying. It's because we're doing things like that. Well, on top of that is we're tired. Nobody will say this, but I will. Of seeing the same people being celebrated year after year. Like there is nobody else in gospel music. Like no one else is working. You cannot just give it to one person as if they're the ones that's keeping it going. No. We're done with that. Last night was a great win for the ratings for BET. I give certain people awards for ratings, but it was not a win for the gospel music industry. We got to do better. So I propose let's start something where we can come together and have someone advocating for the genre that have no other motive and agenda in the room, but to elevate the gospel music genre as a whole. That's what I feel.
okay, so and what I said was it's ridiculous because the past few years the gospel portion of the BET Awards has always been Kirk Franklin. It's been some form of Kirk Franklin. Last year it was Kirk Franklin and Friday and Will Smith during Will Smith's performance. A couple of years before that, it was Maverick City when they were on tour with Kirk Franklin and Kirk Franklin. And then so it was always like Kirk Franklin, Kirk Franklin, Kirk Franklin. So then I looked up, has Corinne Hawthorne ever done BET Awards? Corinne Hawthorne has never done the BET Awards. She's walked the carpet of the BET Awards last year, which surprised me. You see right here, shout out to Gold Derby for getting that interview, but she's never performed the BET Awards. And then Jonathan McReynolds. Has Jonathan McReynolds ever done the BET Awards? Let's look. Okay, Jonathan McReynolds. Is this how you spell Jonathan McReynolds? Let's see. Yes, this is how you spell it. He's never done the BET Awards. You see the Stellar Awards. There's nothing at the Jonathan McReynolds and Kane Brown talk about inspirational BET Awards performance. What about just actual BET Awards? Has he performed? I don't think Jonathan McReynolds has ever performed at the BET Awards. Jonathan McReynolds. Oh, okay. He might have performed in 2020. He might have performed in 2020, the virtual year. So he might have performed 2020. So Jonathan McReynolds has Jacqueline Carr. Jacqueline Carr, has she ever performed at the BET Awards? Jacqueline Carr has never performed at the BET Awards. This is the point. This is the exact point. She's performed at the Stellars, but she's never performed at the BET Awards. So those are kind of like the big three of the young gospel artists who kind of lead the way. The last gospel song that was a big deal, I've said this before on multiple videos, was Corinne Hawthorne's Won't He Do It? That was 8 years ago. That was 2017 and things of that sort. So Dietrick Haddon, the last time he's performed at the BET Awards himself as a legend was 2011. The last time that Fred Hammond's performed at the BET Awards, you see Dietrick Haddon, Donnie McClurkin, and Mary performed in 2011. The last time that not Kirk Franklin. The last time that Fred Hammond's performed at the BET Awards, let me see if I can find that here, was never yeah, it was never. Fred Hammond's never performed at the BET Awards, which is incredible. Um, yeah, he's never performed at the BET Awards. Who else has never performed at the BET Awards? Ricky Dillard has never performed at the BET Awards. Uh, when's the last time that Donnie McClurkin has performed at the BET Awards? It's another thing. Okay, so Donnie McClurkin, let me see. Like BET Awards. Last time that Donnie McClurkin has performed very well might be 2011. He won Best Gospel Artist in 2001, and that was kind of it. And he performed in 2011, and that was it. That is extremely disappointing because for a lot of kids, especially growing up, the only portion of faith-based content that they ever got was the gospel portion of the BET Awards each and every single summer. 5 minutes of the gospel artist performing, and that's what they had. And so I think that BET should consider, just looking to, if you're going to use 5-minute segment on gospel, let's look at some other artists. Kirk has received his Icon Award, well deserved this year, but he's received his Icon Award. He's performed for most of the 2020s. Now let's continue moving. Let's get Pastor Mike Jr. performing. Let's get, like I said, Jacqueline Carr, Jonathan McReynolds, Corinne Hawthorne performing at the BET Awards. Let's honor Mary. Let's honor Dietrick Haddon. Let's honor Ricky Dillard. Let's honor Fred Hammond. Let's honor Donnie McClurkin with their lifetime awards of what they've added to gospel music, what they did in 2000s for the genre of gospel music. And let's continue to shine a light on that as much as we do the other genres and subgenres within Black culture. And then on top of that, let's also look at CHH. Let's also honor Lecrae. Let Lecrae get an award. Let's let 1K Few be highlighted. Let's see Emmanuel the Prophet be highlighted. Let's see Miles Minnick get some shine. Let's see Andy Mineo get his. Just it didn't have to be Andy Mineo, it's a BD voice. But you know what I'm saying? Let's just see different people who are doing amazing things in a faith-based space. As you guys know, we had Boots on the Ground perform this year at the BET Awards. That's Southern Soul and some Southern things. In the South, faith is a huge thing. Faith plays a huge part in the Black community in the South. And so let's give its just due. Let's give gospel music its just due. And not just at the Stellar Awards. So that's it. We have the Hip Hop Awards, but we still give, hip hop is just due at the BET Awards. Let's do the same for gospel music and show it that respect, because it's not just Kirk Franklin. Salute to Kirk Franklin. Kirk Franklin is dope. But goodness gracious, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's all I was saying with that. As I clock in to work. And I got 15 minutes before my first meeting for the day. So, yes, we will be ending pretty soon.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Seeing Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
We can't ask Rashad a question.
Hey, Rashad.